Hello everyone, my name's Mrs Walsh and I'm one of the teachers at the Livingston Road Primary Federation in Poole. Now I'm here with you today to do the last of our 5 RE sessions. Now our theme at the moment has been community, and we've been looking at how different religions foster that sense of community and belonging within them. And we looked at different aspects within those religions. So first of all, we looked at different special places within those religions. And secondly, we looked at special symbols within those religions that create that sense of belonging. After that, we looked at special clothing that different religions would wear. And we looked at the clothing we wear and what that shows about the communities that we belong to. And last time we looked at food, which made us all very, very hungry, but how food can be really important in bringing different religions together and important in lots of people's lives in bringing people together. Now, in our last session, I thought that we would focus on a really exciting, fun thing, and that's celebrations. So for this session, you are going to need your pens or pencils and some paper. Okay, now, if you can, you might want to have some of your photo albums nearby, because during this session you might want to talk to a grown-up about celebrations that you have enjoyed, and looking through photos might be a really nice way to do that. So photos, if you've got them, if not, you've got good memories, I'm sure, of all those lovely celebrations you've had. So let's start our PowerPoint. Here we go, and share. I'm hoping that I'm getting a little bit quicker. There's something in the way of my button. There we go. Sorry about that. There was a button in the way and I couldn't move it. I thought I might say goodbye to you all if I did. Right then, here we go. So special occasions. Now, we're going to do our warm-up game to warm up our brain. So as we're looking at how different special celebrations can sometimes symbolise the communities that we belong to, let's warm up our brains by seeing if you can guess some of the celebrations that these pictures represent. So are you ready? You've got your thinking caps on? Yes, brilliant. So the first one here, what do you think is being celebrated here? It's happening at night time. Looks like there is a bonfire going on, maybe some sparks in the sky. Yes, that's right. It's firework night, but fireworks are used lots and lots of times to celebrate lots of different things. And actually, in some of the celebrations we're going to look at in a minute, you will see lots of fireworks and light in the celebrations that we're going to see. I love a firework night because it's nice and cold, and I do love to look at the fireworks in the sky. Now, here is my next picture. What do you think this is symbolising? What celebration might you use these for? Oh, you're all shouting really loudly. You know this one. Of course, it's birthdays. So these are used to put on a very delicious cake. Sometimes you have the number of candles for the age that you are. I don't think there's a cake big enough for enough candles for me at the moment. I'll settle for just one. Right then, next one. What do you think this picture is symbolising? What celebration? You may have learnt about it in school. You may celebrate it yourself. So they look red lanterns all hung up and then with tassels hanging down. That's right, it's Chinese New Year. And I wonder whether you've learnt the story of Chinese New Year with all the animals in the race. I like to celebrate Chinese New Year, and I like to decorate the house a little bit as well and have a Chinese with my family. Now, let's have a look. This is my last one. What do you think this is celebrating? Beautiful lanterns there, beautiful lights. Maybe you've got some of these in your house. Maybe you've seen them before, or maybe you've even made some at school. Yes, that's right. They are divas. They are from one of the Hindu celebrations that we're going to look at in a minute. Well done. Excellent. So we're going to look at some celebrations from lots of different religions, and we're going to see what they have in common. I'm just moving myself down there. Hello, still here. And the first celebration that I wanted to look at is actually involving those divas that you just saw, those little diva lamps. Now, this is the Hindu festival of Diwali, and Diwali actually means row of lighted lamps. And there's a story behind Diwali of Rama and Sita. I wonder whether you have learned it in school. And it's a celebration of basically good over evil and the start of a new year. Now, during Diwali, Hindu people will decorate their homes with lovely decorations, and they will put lights everywhere, and they will use these little diva lamps, these beautifully decorated lamps that they will light in their home to decorate it and put in their windows. It's a very colourful festival. And outside their house, in the front of their house, they'll decorate the front of their houses or the doorsteps with these really colourful rangoli patterns. And they are really beautifully done, and they are made with coloured rice. So they put them into little shapes, all these coloured rice patterns, and they are supposed to welcome their guests at Diwali and bring good luck. And you can see some beautifully colourful rangoli patterns here. Be really good to have a go at them, maybe with some chalks outside. If you have some chalks, you could do some patterns maybe to welcome the guests in your house. And also during Diwali, the Hindus will visit their temple and they will pray at their temple. And we learned about that in our first session when we looked at special places. And they'll meet up with lots of family and friends to celebrate Diwali there. And also they will exchange gifts and give these beautiful Diwali sweets to each other. So they will exchange them. And you can see these sweets down here. Now, again, is this another session that's going to make me hungry? I think so. They look absolutely delicious. So lots of food, lots of family going to their special place to worship and giving and receiving gifts. Let's have a look at our next celebration. I think I would like to celebrate Diwali. And in some areas, they will have Diwali parties in the street and they will have fireworks at night. It's a real festival of light, a real celebration of light at Diwali time. Now here we've got the Christian celebration of Christmas. Now, Christmas time is a time when Christians celebrate the birth of Jesus. And they remember the nativity story from the Christian special book, the Bible. And you can see a picture from the nativity story down here. You might know something about that story. Maybe you've learnt it in one of your RE sessions at school, the story of when baby Jesus was born. And over here, you will see another special thing that's given to children at Christmas time. So this is a Christingle. And can you see it over here? It's this orange, and it means Christ's light, and it's a symbol of the Christian faith. And they believe that they light lots of candles to symbolize Christ's light in the world. And lots of churches hold Christingle services around Christmas time, and the children are given these oranges, and it has a red ribbon around the edge and a candle in the top and sweets stuck into the orange, and they all symbolize different things about the Christian faith. Now, Advent is an important time for Christians, and it means coming, and it's the period just before Christmas. Now, you might know the word Advent from Advent calendars that you might see around Christmas time, where you open up the doors and you get some chocolate out, or perhaps you get a picture behind the door. And Christians, they celebrate Advent, this coming of Jesus, and they light candles in church every Sunday, special Advent candles, and it's all about Christians preparing for Christmas Day. And you can see in the bottom there is a picture there of the Advent wreath with the Advent candles there. And some people have an Advent candle in their home, some Christians, and they burn a little bit each day, and it counts down to Christmas. Now, the next celebration I've got is the Jewish celebration of Hanukkah. And this is also in the winter time, just like the Christian festival of Christmas. And it's about how the Jewish people reclaimed their temple. Now, their temple had been destroyed and they reclaimed it, and they only had enough oil in their lamp for one day. But they burnt it, and actually it burnt for 8 days. And this is remembered by using this 8-branched candle called the menorah. And there is a 9th candle in the middle of the menorah, which is used to light all of the other candles over Hanukkah. And Jewish people would put their menorahs in their windows during Hanukkah to celebrate that festival for them. Now, they would also be going to their special place of worship and meeting up with lots of people. And again, as with lots of the other celebrations we've looked at, food is a big part of the celebration and a big part of Hanukkah. Now, this is something I would like to try. There's a special food that's eaten. Now, I think I might say this wrong, but I think it's called latkes. And they are potato pancakes. And you can see here they've been served with an apple sauce and sour cream. Now, to me, that sounds delicious. So I am going to be finding myself a recipe for these potato pancakes and seeing if I can make them. Now, Hanukkah is a really fun time for Jewish children, and they play a game called spinning the dreidel. Now, a dreidel, you'll see from the picture, it's quite small down here. It's a bit like a cubed shaped spinning top. Now, a spinning top is something that you hold onto the table and you spin it really quickly and it spins round. Now, on the dreidel, there are letters in Hebrew around the edge, and depending on what letter you land on will depend on how many coins you get. And children will win chocolate coins when they play with the dreidel. I would like to play that game and earn myself some chocolate coins. Would you? Me too, definitely. Now, this is the last celebration that we're going to look at, and it is Eid. Now, Eid we looked at a little bit in some of our other sessions, and it's a time where Muslims celebrate the end of Ramadan. Now, Ramadan is a period of fasting. Now, fasting means that Muslim people would not eat anything during sunrise to sundown. So during the day, they would fast, they would not eat. And they do that for a whole month. So Eid is a really important celebration for them because it signifies the end of that fasting period. And they celebrate by doing lots of things. They will decorate the house with colourful decorations. They will wear special clothes when they go to the mosque. They will go to the mosque to worship with their family and with their friends. And they will meet up afterwards at each other's houses with family and friends and enjoy a feast together. Can you see this delicious feast here? Full of delicious food that they share with each other. And also they will decorate their hands with mendi patterns. It's made from a paste of spices, and they will paint it on their hand. You can see in that corner there is a picture of it, and they'll paint it on their hand, and then they will wash it off, but the mark will still be there for a little while. And they're beautiful, intricate kind of markings, and sometimes you might see them when Eid is being celebrated, and also when Diwali is being celebrated. Actually, Hindus will decorate their hands with these patterns, and it looks absolutely beautiful. But if you see it, you know that someone will be celebrating something really, really special. So lots of things there that we've seen, lots of different foods, lots of different decorations and customs to do with people's festivals and celebrations. And they all mean something in their faith. They are celebrating something about their faith and remembering it each year, something that's really, really special to them. Now, there are lots of different celebrations that are used in lots of different religions, and those were just a few examples. There are many more celebrations in the Christian calendar and many more celebrations in the Hindu, Muslim and Jewish calendar, and all of the other religions. Can you think of any more, or do you celebrate any different celebrations that maybe I haven't mentioned? I'm glad that you've got lots of things to celebrate there. So there are so many, we just didn't have time, but I'm sure when you're in your RE sessions at school, you will learn a lot about different faiths and the celebrations that they have. Now, what do you notice about the celebrations that we've already looked at? What do they have in common? Some of you might be saying to me that some involve lights in some sort of way. And you're right, the Christian celebration of Christmas, they were lighting the Advent candles, and they had the Christingle with the candle there. And in the Diwali celebrations, they were lighting the Diva lamps. So light was being celebrated in a lot of those religious festivals. You might have said that they celebrate with other people. Yes, in a lot of those celebrations, they were celebrating together, weren't they? That sense of community, that sense of belonging. When you've got something to celebrate, you definitely want people around to celebrate with you, don't you? So welcoming people and having fun together. You may have said that there were gifts given. There were. So in many of the celebrations, people were exchanging gifts or special sweets with each other. Houses were decorated. Yes, people, it's a special time for people when they're celebrating something, and they want to make their houses look special when they've got people coming around, and really make it a different day, a really good celebration for everybody involved. So they decorate their houses with brightly coloured decorations to really celebrate the time. Now, your task today is, can you think of a celebration that is special to you? Now, it may be one of the celebrations that we've just mentioned. It may be one of those. Perhaps it brings your family together at a special time, and you have certain traditions that you do every year when you are celebrating that. Maybe it gives you a special feeling, so something you really, really look forward to every year. And what traditions do you and your family have when you celebrate? Everyone is different with their traditions, but a tradition is something that you do every single year, and they kind of make you feel really comfortable, and they can make that sense of community and that sense of belonging. They can really reinforce that really for us. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to create a scrapbook of pictures from celebrations that you have with your family and friends. Now, you could use photos, but we definitely don't want to be cutting up photos because grown-ups keep them very, very special. But if you've got a grown-up with you and they don't mind printing some photos out for you, you could make a scrapbook together. But you've also got good memories, and I'm sure you can think of lots of things that you've celebrated in your life. Now, I'm just going to come off screen. There we go. I'm going to use this as my template for a photo. So I'm going to make my own photo album. Now I'm just going to move my chair out of the way here. Oh, is that okay? And I'm going to draw around. This is just a notepad, by the way, but it looked like the shape of a photo. So I'm going to make my own little photo album with my photos, and I'm going to overlap my kind of template to create a kind of scrapbook look. Can you see that? And I'm going to do another one here. There we go. And maybe one down here. There we go. So I've got 4 photos there to think of celebrations that I like to celebrate with my family. Now, as I said, they could be celebrations that we've already talked about. And I'd like you to draw maybe, who do you celebrate with? And do you decorate your house? And if so, what decorations do you put up? Do you eat some special food at this celebration? So pause the video now and show me your celebrations, your favourite celebrations that you celebrate with your family, and then come back to me and we'll take a look together. Well done. Right, so have you got your celebrations? Now, I did mine earlier because I was having a good think about some celebrations that maybe you would think of. How many did you think of? Wow. I'm going to pop this up here. Now, I wonder whether you've got any of the same celebrations as me. And if you haven't, that's absolutely fine, because everyone's different. And I wouldn't think that everyone has got the same celebrations, because there are so many things to celebrate in our lives, aren't there? But I will tell you a little bit about mine, and maybe you can tell me a bit about yours. So I have put here the day that my children were born. Now, they're not the same age, they're not twins, but the first time I became a mum was a very, very special day for me. And of course, it's their birthday. So we celebrate it every day with them, but I always have an extra kind of little, I don't know, part of happiness, because it was a really special day for me as well. Their birthdays are special for them, but they're very, very special for me. And they'll be very, very special for your grown-ups too. Here, this is the day I got married. So it was a special day with lots of family, and we celebrated and had a huge dinner and lots of dancing. Do you dance at any of your celebrations? You do? Okay, show me your best move. Nice, mine is this. That would be my best move if I was at dancing. So my other celebrations, this one might not look much because it's a bunch of flowers and a cup of tea, but this is Mother's Day to me, and I've put lots and lots of hearts around it, because being a mum, or going to see my mum, is really important to me, and I get lots of tea on Mother's Day, and sometimes, hopefully, bunches of flowers, which is nice. And I've also got holidays. Now, we celebrate the summer holidays every year, because as teachers, you will know, because you're at school with us, that we work hard, don't we, when we're all at school? You guys work hard and we work hard. So celebrating the summer holidays every year with a camping trip. And we always go to the same place. We might only go for a short period of time, but we go to a place near us and we celebrate a nice camping trip to say, yes, we're at the summer. Now, you may have picked lots of other celebrations. Did you pick a celebration that involves light? You did. Some of you picked Christmas. Some of you may have picked Diwali. Some of you may have picked your birthday. Have you picked a celebration where you celebrate with your family? Yes, lots of celebrations are with family and friends and people that we love and care about, aren't they? Did you pick a celebration where you have to dress up in special clothes? You did. And do you go to a special place? So some of you might go to a place of worship, or some of you might go to a special party when you celebrate that. New Year's Eve is sometimes a big celebration for people when you think about the new year coming. And a lot of the religious festivals are about that new year coming in the religious calendar. Now, it's been really lovely talking to you about different ways that different religions create that community and sense of belonging. And I hope you've been able to look at your lives and see where your community and sense of belonging can be found in lots of different areas of what you do. So I hope to see you again soon. Take care. Bye.